On OSRC News at 7, Ondo schools resume 2025-2026 academic session as ODSG kicks off monitoring exercise. OSRC Orange FM News Department launched Yoruba editorial to promote indigenous language. From the foreign scene, families search for missing amid Sudan displacement. And in sports, Amusan wins silver in 100-meter hurdles at World Championships. Hello, welcome to News at 7 on OSRC Television. My name is Adebimpe Akindele. We begin from education this evening. School administrators in Ondo State have reiterated commitment to making the new academic session impactful and rewarding for all learners. They gave this assurance while welcoming students, including new intakes, to school for the 2025-2026 academic year. Omoriola Hungbeji reports that the school's shuttle service conveying public school students also resumed immediately.
àti bẹ̀rẹ̀ látọ̀sẹ̀ tó kọjá tá a ti ń gbà wọ́n díẹ̀díẹ̀ so by ní báyìí iye àwọn tí wọ́n tún wá lénìí tàbá ní ká ta ti ń fi wọ́n sí class àti rí tó class méjì àwọn ọmọ tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ̀kọ́.
mo fẹ́ rọ àwọn ọmọ wa pé àti olùkọ́ pé àárọ̀ kùtù náà ti ń sánmọ̀ gbígbẹ ẹ jẹ́ ká múra síṣẹ́ iṣẹ́ la fi débi gíga tí àbáréyàn gbẹ̀gbẹ̀ fẹ̀yìntì bí ọ̀lẹ là ń rí ọwọ́ ara wa náà la fi ń tú ara wa ṣe ẹ jẹ́ ká múra sí ẹ̀kọ́ wa ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe àwọn assignment ẹ̀kọ́ àmúrelé wa dé ní àsìkò tó yẹ ká dẹ̀ wá sí school ilé ìwé ní aago ó pẹ́ jù aago 8:45 ìjọba ní ká wọlé sínú ilé ìwé àwọn olùkọ́ náà máa rọ̀ wọ́n pé wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ wọn bí iṣẹ́ ìjọba ń gbìyànjú wọn fi ẹ̀tọ́ wọn dùn wọ́n.
In the meantime, primary education is the foundation of learning, yet enrollment in many public schools continues to decrease. In Ondo State, statistics show worrying gaps despite several government interventions. Ayooluwa Tomiwa Adetunji reports on the challenges of enrollment and the measures being taken to keep children in school.
The classroom is expected to be a place filled with pupils who are eager to learn. But in many public primary schools across Ondo State, enrollment figures tell a different story. According to Ondo State Universal Basic Education Board, about 296,722 pupils are enrolled in 1,277 public primary schools across the state. Yet, the figure is overshadowed by an estimated 240,000 out-of-school children, a situation authorities find alarming. A head teacher explained that enrollment has been dropping steadily, citing parent preference for private schools, poor infrastructure, and the shortage of teachers in rural areas.
Our pupils is almost 600 plus. When you look at the population, we were just saying the population is increasing, the population is increasing. As the population is increasing, schools are also increasing. So this one is one of the factors. Then two, shortage of teachers. I told you initially is another factor that is of pupils in public primary schools.
Education stakeholders also point at weak supervision, poverty, and lack of awareness about the value of basic education as reasons for the decline. At the policy level, Subeb says, government has rolled out interventions to reverse the trend. These include renovation of over 900 schools with befitting classrooms, toilets, and boreholes, as well as the distribution of over 8,000 learning desks and teaching aids. Governor Loke Ayedatiwa has also recruited 1,100 new teachers across the 18 council areas, while more than 6,000 teachers have been retrained under professional development programs. In addition, the school feeding program currently covers more than 108,000 pupils, encouraging attendance and retention.
For this infrastructure and for the fact that education at this level is completely free, that is why we are now telling parents that instead of going for LACPO, that will give them hypertension, instead of giving themselves unnecessary problems, that these schools are near to them, they should all bring their children to the public primary schools. The essence of basic education is that every child must go to school. On no circumstance should a child be deprived of primary or basic education. That is the law. And if that is the case, parents who think they are paying in those schools or this is that they cannot afford it, we are now telling those parents, you don't have to pay anything. Your child will just come free and he will go home. All you need to do is uniform. And education is a right. It's not a privilege. Every child is entitled to education, and it is supposed to be borne by the state. And this is what we are doing now.
To complement this effort, Subeb management embarked on a sensitization campaign across the state, urging parents to enroll their children in public primary schools. As the new academic session begins, all eyes are on whether these measures will yield the expected result in boosting enrollment.
We take a break now. When we return, we'll bring you more on school's resumption, plus other stories. Do stay with us.
And Mega Billion promo is here. Dial star 900 hash and recharge 100 naira or more before 5 p.m. and you could be a millionaire. At 7 p.m., all cash prizes will be paid directly into your Momo account. Dial star 900 hash. Start recharging now and stand a chance to win big in the MTN Mega Billion promo.
Good to know that you're still there. For feedback and comments, you can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at OSRC TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel OSRC TV Ondo. And now to the rest of the news. Akure South Secretariat witnessed a large turnout of students and their parents who stormed the premises to receive incentives for the new school session. Chairman of the council, Gbenga Fashua, had earlier announced plans to support indigent students in the local government with free books and school bags to encourage early resumption. Omoniola Hungbeji reports that no fewer than 1,000 students benefited from the gesture. A cross-section of the students turned out to receive the educational materials provided by the council management. The scheme targeted a minimum of 1,000 students irrespective of tribe or culture. Students appreciate the kind gesture of the council chairman and pray for his successful tenure.
I am getting this book. To take it to my school, I will start to be writing. I'm very happy about it. I use the book to write in my class and do everything I want to use them.
God will bless him. She will not die. God will guide you.
Councillors, party chairman at ward level, the Nonge chairman, and the chairman of all primary school head teachers in the council area commended the initiative, describing it as a step that will go a long way in motivating the students in their academic pursuits.
Everyone is happy. Me, I'm even happy because I'm one of the councillors also, and my ward benefited from this.
We have resumed today. Some people came to the school this morning without a single note. And this thing is coincident now for a local government chairman to deem it fit and provide the instructional material, most especially the exercise book, to all the learner, irrespective of the tribe or schools. Both public and private are here now.
We thank God for his life, and the party member and all the political member, all the students in Akure South local government, they are already enjoying the program. So we thank God for him.
So it's beneficial to all. And staff as well, we are citizens of Akure South local government. And some of them also brought their children to enjoy this package. So for us, we're happy about it.
Speaking on the motive behind the initiative, the council chairman, who is also the Algon chairman in Ondo State, Gbenga Fashua, explained that the initiative is part of the council's efforts to align with Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa's vision for education as outlined in the At Ease agenda.
In conjunction and in support of what has been seen done at the state level, we are replicating it here to see that we ease this return back to school. We understand that most of the times it becomes a burden for parents to gather funds at a time like this. We're using this as a relief, a support mechanism to discourage students who begin to sell on the streets.
He called on well-meaning citizens to support efforts aimed at promoting educational standards across the state. With the distribution of learning materials, Akure South Council hopes to keep more children in school and inspired for the new session. Omoriola Hungbeji, OSRC News. We'll take that story on resumption again. School administrators in Ondo State have reiterated commitment to making the new academic session impactful and rewarding for all learners. They gave the assurance while welcoming students, including new intakes, back to school for the 2025-2026 academic year. Omoriola Hungbeji reports that the shuttle service conveying public school students also resumed immediately. Students were spotted at bus stops in Akure as early as 7 a.m. waiting for shuttle buses to take them to their respective schools.
Across the schools visited by Osrc crew, some students were seen cleaning the premises, while others moved lockers and chairs from their former classrooms to the new spaces. New intakes and their parents also made last-minute preparations. Oyemekun Grammar School, Akure, and Fuashayi Girls Grammar School recorded a large turnout for the new session, while at St. Dominic High School, principal tests commenced immediately. Attendance, however, was noticeably low in some other schools, particularly at St. Peter's Demonstration School.
Some of the parents even called me yesterday. They have some circular flying which is fake, that the school is not resuming today. But we still thank God. We still have most of our pupils on ground now.
They should come early to school, drop old ways of doing things, let them start afresh. The future of this country lies on their hand.
So I will make sure pupils that are left, that will bring them back to the school. And I pray that God will just help me to achieve my aims. But I have a lot of plans for the school.
To the parents, they should make use of this opportunity and enroll their wards or their children in all the public primary schools across the local government, across the state.
School administrators expressed optimism that the 2025-2026 academic session will be both impactful and rewarding for all learners. According to them, teachers had resumed a week earlier to prepare the schools for academic activities.
Although the teachers, they've already resumed last week, so we've had our pre-resumption meeting. Materials needed to take up the session has been given to the teachers, so the teachers are well prepared for the resumption.
Don't play too much, be hardworking, be studious.
All of them have been placed in classes before they resumed. So this morning their class lists will be given to the class teachers. The class teachers will go there to settle them. But immediately after that, they start their principal's test.
Today is the first day, even though we started the admission process last week. But by today, by the grace of God, we have 2 classes, each containing about 50-something students.
Encouraging parents and students to ensure a successful new session, the proprietress of Mommy's Place Schools, Dr. Damilola Oshin, charged parents to properly monitor their children, noting that youngsters are increasingly inquisitive, especially when exploring the internet.
They will go, much deeper than where you want them to get to. And TikTok influences on the children, some things that are said, some things that are done that the children already know, because it's exposed to them. So we have to be careful in how we allow our children on the net. They have to be supervised.
Meanwhile, registration is still ongoing, particularly for new intakes into public secondary schools across the state. Omoriola Ngbeji, Osrc News.
We're still talking resumption. Ondo State Ministry of Education, Science and Technology commenced the monitoring of schools today as academic activities resume for the first term of the 2025-2026 session. Ondo State Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Ibekele Ajibefun, announced that the ministry will intensify efforts in monitoring schools to ensure effective operations. Omoriola Ngbeji now reports.
Professor Ajibefun commended public school principals for adhering to the government directive against the collection of illegal fees and collectibles. According to him, the monitoring activities would not end with school resumption but continue throughout the term to oversee both students and teachers' well-being. Speaking on infrastructural development, the commissioner noted that the state has begun upgrading facilities in some schools following Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa's approval for renovation and rehabilitation project. He therefore urged parents and guardians to cooperate with the government to return Ondo State education sector to a place of glory.
As students, you must be in your classes. You must respect and obey your teachers. You must obey your parents. And you must not come to school late, because there will be punishment for that, I'm sure. This school does not condone indiscipline. Yes, you must do your work well. The teachers must do their work the way they should do it. And members of management must also show good examples.
Administrative Secretary of the Ministry, Dr. Akindele Ige, led an inspection team to some schools in Akure and its environs to assess compliance with government directives. Speaking with newsmen after the inspection, Dr. Ige expressed satisfaction with the level of preparedness of teachers and the impressive turnout of learners.
So far so good. We visited St. Michael Secondary School, Alagbaka Secondary School, and here is Fiwashayi. The turnout has been so impressive. We are so proud of the resumption. So the students, we are so impressed that the turnout has been impressive. So we believe that this will be sustained. And even before the end of the week, more students will resume back to the school.
He stressed that the ministry is committed to making teaching and learning more inclusive, impactful, and in line with government's drive for quality education in the state.
We'll take another break. We'll be right back.
The MTN Mega Billion promo is here. Dial *900# and recharge 100 Naira or more before 5 p.m. and you could be a millionaire. At 7 p.m., all cash prizes will be paid directly into your Momo account. Dial *900#. Start recharging now and stand a chance to win big in the MTN Mega Billion promo.
Welcome back. The Ondo State Radio Vision Corporation, Osrc, and Orange FM departments today conducted their joint weekly editorial meeting in Yoruba language, a deliberate effort to promote indigenous communication and sustain the cultural heritage of the Southwest. The session, which took place at the corporation's newsroom in Akure, brought together editors, reporters, and production staff who discussed story ideas, coverage strategies, and content improvement entirely in Yoruba language. Correspondent Abidemi Akinritoye reports.
Editorial meetings are the heartbeats of every news organization. They provide the platform where journalists brainstorm, set ethical standards, and decide how stories will be reported and presented to the public. This week, the joint editorial meeting of Ondo State Radio Vision Corporation, Osrc TV, and Orange FM was held in the Yoruba language. This development comes against the backdrop of concerns that Yoruba, once a dominant means of communication across the southwest of Nigeria and even parts of West Africa, is gradually losing ground, especially among younger generations. who often prefer English in daily interaction. Without deliberate efforts, the language could face extinction within decades. Yet, Yoruba continues to enjoy global recognition. It features in academic curricula in Europe and North America, is taught on language learning platforms, and remains central to cultural festivals in Brazil, Cuba, and the United States, where descendants of the African diaspora keep its traditions alive. By holding its regular editorial conference in Yoruba, maiden edition, Osrc is not only strengthening newsroom's professionalism, but also affirming the value of local language in modern journalism. The Director of News and Current Affairs, Mr. Taiwo Ibitoye, said the initiative is aimed at rescuing endangered languages.
We are saying that it is time for us to value our language so that our identity will not go into extinction. That's why we conducted our editorial meeting in Yoruba language.
The Director of News and Current Affairs of Orange FM, Mrs. Adebimpe Akindele, describes the step as a renewed commitment to broaden Yoruba content across Osrc radio and television.
You go to international conference and you see people speaking their dialect. You only have interpreters who convert or speak to them, you know, to interpret to English language. It's wrong for us to tag native mother tongue vernacular. We should start speaking Yoruba to our children. Yoruba is the most guilty. Any other tribe in Nigeria, you see them, when they see themselves, they speak Yoruba.
They encouraged staff to write and translate stories in the language and to partner with scholars and cultural advocates. Other journalists said the bold step by Osrc is proof that editorial policies, when creatively applied, can preserve indigenous identity while elevating journalistic standards.
It afforded us the opportunity of actually knowing some things that we didn't even know the Yoruba names for them, you know, and those names too, and those Yoruba names that we thought maybe is really Yoruba language, that are not Yoruba language, that are borrowed language into Yoruba, and like, you know, when you were talking about some of those things came through religion, like alubarika, like alubosa, which is onion. Alubosa is not a Yoruba name; it's a borrowed language from, you know, from the north.
You just discover that many of us, we can't speak our dialect. It doesn't make me happy. I would love to speak my dialect. Unfortunately, my parents never spoke my dialect to me, so that's the reason. So I try as much as possible to speak Yoruba language to my kids. I don't even speak English to them.
With this initiative, Osrc is setting an example for other media houses that indigenous languages can thrive in contemporary journalism when given pride of place. It is a reminder that...
Do bear with us for that technical hitch. Before we go tonight, we take another look at just one of the major stories. School administrators in Ondo State have expressed optimism for an impactful and rewarding session as students resumed for the 2025-2026 academic year. That's the news for tonight. Good night.